The internet is pissed. And rightfully so this time around because we have an actual problem on our hands. Now, I'm assuming plenty of you at this point have heard the news, and unfortunately, it's very true. Gamers' biggest fears have finally started to become reality. Sony has officially thrown their hands into the ring. As of 2028, there will no longer be any physical games for the PlayStation. And here I thought Nintendo's stupid keycards were bad. Gamers all over the world are super pissed about this, and rightfully so. It also doesn't help that Sony announced not too long ago that they were going to be removing over 500 different digital movies from their library. Meaning, if you're somebody who purchased any of these movies on the PlayStation Store over the years, well, kiss those movies goodbye, and don't worry, Sony's not going to bother refunding you. Stupid stunts like this are just another prime example on how in today's digital market, you as a consumer don't actually own any of the things that you put all of your hard-earned money into. Video games, movies, audiobooks, you're not actually paying to purchase these products for yourself to use at your leisure. No, you're paying for a license to be able to use them. I mean, just take a look at all the different subscription services we have these days. Netflix, Hulu, HBO, Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, etc. There have been obvious signs over the years that the gaming industry as a whole has been slowly pushing towards a more subscription based program. At first, it didn't seem like this was too big of an issue because we had such a wide variety of different media for all different types of consumers to be able to experience. But over the years, it became blatantly obvious that companies would rather create half assed, half baked products rather than actually giving us something that we would like, not to mention billing us every step of the damn way. Why charge us one time for something we can keep for life compared to billing us every single month so long as we have it? Back in the day, you go to your local game store, you get the game that you want, you buy it, and you have full legal autonomy over it. That is now your game. Unfortunately, these days, we decided to swap out ownership with convenience. Even though the majority of games I own nowadays are digital, there's still something satisfying about having a physical copy for yourself. Outside of securing the fact that you actually have complete full ownership of a game, there's just something about physical games that, digital media is just not capable of replicating. One of the best things about physical games is, besides the fact that you can literally hold it in your hand, there's the case, the artwork, the disc, the artwork on the disc, and of course the instruction manual, which back in the day, these were so stylish, so artistic, it was just a joy just to sit there and just browse through the instruction manual. Another thing that physical video games allowed us to do was midnight events. Does anybody remember that? Am I the only one? Please tell me that I'm not. I still remember the first midnight launch I ever went to, and it was for the release of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 back in 2009. I wasn't even a Call of Duty fan back in the day. I couldn't give a shit about the series, but my buddy convinced me to go with him, and you know what? When we got to GameStop, immediately we just started having an absolute blast. We started talking to people that were cosplaying as some of their favorite COD characters, and all of GameStop was decorated and tricked out with all this different Call of Duty aesthetic. It was great. Going to this midnight launch event and interacting with all of the people that were huge Call of Duty fans is literally what made me a fan of Call of Duty in the first place. Before the series went to shit. And you know what? Nothing like that would have been possible if back then we all relied so much on digital media compared to how we do it today. Why bother getting off of your fat lazy ass to drive to your local game store to get the game that you've been anxiously waiting for God knows how long, not to mention being able to interact with people that share just the same interests as you? Nah, let's just continue to remain antisocial jackasses while doing absolutely nothing better with our lives. Thinking about it now, it really blows my mind just how much we took physical content for granted in general. I don't know exactly where, but with the game industry's shift from physical to digital content, there's something so much more surrounding gaming that we ended up losing along the way. And I think it overall contributes to just why gaming as a whole is honestly just kind of turned to shit, in my opinion. I know that over the last couple of years, a lot of people have been shifting more towards digital games rather than physical ones, but completely removing physical games altogether, I'm sorry, Sony, what the fuck are you doing? Like I said in the beginning, I thought it was stupid with Nintendo's idiotic key cards, but this is just ridiculous. It's obvious that the biggest problem with this entire thing is the fact that we're not actually owning any of the things that we buy. We don't want to go out of our way to spend our hard earned money, and then all of a sudden, at one point in the future, the thing that we bought is just stripped away from us with zero context, or even then, just bullshit excuses. Like, we don't want that. There's a reason why this saying is going around right now, and I'm sorry, Sony, but it's 100% justified. Sony fumbled the bag so horribly here to the point where we have companies like Domino's and Linus Tech Tips calling their asses out on it. And these are great. These memes are hilarious. Well, anyway, Sony, you done fucked up. This decision you've made is idiotic and stupid, and everybody has the right to be annoyed about this. And I can only pray that you will eventually come to your senses. But anyway, it's 4th of July, and I got shit to blow up. So, hope you all have a good day. Happy 4th. See you in the next one.